Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear judges, teachers, and friends, first, let us give praise and thanks to Allah, who has blessed us with the gift of knowledge and the capacity to seek understanding. I am Laila, a 6th grader from Muhammadiyah 4 Elementary School, Surabaya. Today, I stand before you to tell you a fascinating story about the connection between the Quran, science, and an amazing person from history named Al-Khwarizmi. Have you ever wondered how the things you learn in school, like math or science, can be connected to your faith? Well, let me show you how they all come together. First, let's start with the Quran. The Quran is not only a guide for how we should live or pray, but it also tells us to think about the world around us and to learn as much as we can. In fact, there's a famous verse from Surah Al-Alaq where Allah tells us, Iqra, which means read. This is a command to seek knowledge, to explore the universe, to discover the things Allah has created. Now, what does this have to do with science? Science is how we study the world around us, like the stars in the sky, the plants in the garden, and even the air we breathe. Science helps us understand all of those things. The Quran encourages us to think and to reflect on Allah's creations, and many Muslim scholars took this seriously. One of them was Al-Khwarizmi, a brilliant man who lived over 1,000 years ago. Who was Al-Khwarizmi? He loved learning about numbers. He invented algebra, which helps us solve problems in math. Yes, that's right. Algebra comes from a word in one of his books called Al-Jabr. You might not know much about algebra yet, but it's what helps us solve problems with numbers, like figuring out how much change you should get when you buy something, or how to measure things in real life. He also created algorithms. It's like a recipe you follow to make a salad. First, you gather the ingredients, then you mix the ingredients, and voila, the salad is ready to serve. An algorithm is just a list of steps you need to follow to solve a problem. These algorithms are now used in everything, from computers to video games. Now, why is this important? Every time you play a game, send a message, or even do a Google search, there's an algorithm behind it, telling the computer what to do. And it all started with Al-Khwarizmi. How does this connect to the Quran? Al-Khwarizmi believed that learning was a way to understand Allah's creations. He used his knowledge to help Muslims figure out the direction of the Qibla for prayer. His work shows us that math and science are not separate from our faith. Instead, they help us appreciate the world Allah has created. This shows us that learning and using our knowledge can also help us practice our faith better. So, what can we learn from Al-Khwarizmi? He shows us that learning isn't just for school. It helps us understand the world and improve our lives. Just as Al-Khwarizmi used his knowledge to help others, we too can use what we learn to benefit other people. And remember, when we study, we are also following Allah's command to seek knowledge. Finally, let's not forget how important it is to be curious. Al-Khwarizmi was curious about how numbers worked, and because of that, he made amazing discoveries that we still use today. Imagine what you can discover if you stay curious and always want to learn. In conclusion, dear friends and respected judges, Al-Khwarizmi's story reminds us that learning math and science is a part of being a good Muslim. Whether we're studying math, science, or even how things work, we are following the path of knowledge that Allah encourages us to take. So, the next time you're in a math class or working on a science project, remember that you are walking in the footsteps of great scholars like Al-Khwarizmi. and you are fulfilling the command of Allah to seek knowledge. Who knows? Maybe one day you'll make discoveries that will change the world like he did. That's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.